Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Dancing Heart podcast, the place that empowers and inspires you to live in alignment with your heart and joy. I'm your host, Torni Wiggum, here to bring you deep conversations with inspiring guests about purpose, empowerment, and living in alignment. Let's get dancing into this week's episode. Welcome back to another episode of the Dancing Heart podcast. This week, I have invited my friend Marta Zepa from Latvia. She is a coach and a facilitator for a women empowerment community in Riga, where she lives. Welcome to the show, Marta.
Hi, Dorney. So excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
I'm so excited to have you here. And before we dive into the podcast, I want to ask you this question. What makes your heart dance today?
Oh, the fact that I woke up this morning and that I have given another chance to be here, live here, and, take the best out of each day. And I'm doing the podcast for the first time in my life. And this year's kind of goal for me was to start doing different things that I haven't done before in my life. And the chance that I get to do podcast for the first time in my life with a great friend, you, Torni, is just something that really, lets my heart sing and dance at the same time.
I love that. So this is all about putting people on their stage and empower them to really step into the light and to share their unique gift and message with the audience. And I'm so excited to have you here because we met last year in Tallinn when we both went to Mindvalley University, and we also just came back from Dubai from the Future Human, which is also organized by Mindvalley. So it's like we are the Mindvalley sisters. So
yeah, we can say so. Soul sisters, even.
Yes, we are. And in today's podcast, we're going to talk about what happened when we just find your community and where we met during Mindvalley University, and also our experience from our trip to Dubai and all this magic and miracles that was just a manifestation that was just happening from day to day. It's what is going on? How good is life? And everything is just flowing when you are in this right frequency. So, I'm just so excited to have this conversation with you.
Yeah, me too. Actually, one of the speakers in Dubai, she said, when people ask her, how does she feel before going to the stage? She said, I feel terrified excited. And that's how I kind of feel as well. It's partly terrified, partly excited, because you're doing something new and again, stepping out of your comfort zone. But at the same time, it feels so good, so exciting. So I just wanted to add that.
Yes, amazing. It's stretching you, but it's it's stretching you so you can take up more space and be more empowered and just move forward, with the things that you want to do. That requires us to really step into a new comfort zone. You're doing that today here. I'm so excited. So Marta, because last year we went to Mindvalley University, and I know that was your first experience with Mindvalley as well, myself. And what brought you to Mindvalley University in the first place?
I've been following Mindvalley for years now, and actually, so following the Mindvalley speakers and Mindvalley itself, it's just I received so much great energy, great information and knowledge from them. So many of these speakers did really resonate with me. And actually, 3 years ago, I kind of had the feeling that I really want to go to any of the Mindvalley events. And my first idea actually was going to Dubai, not to Mindvalley University. But those 3 years ago, I almost bought the tickets. But at the end, I kind of chickened out. I had so many limiting beliefs, money, work, etc., etc. So I didn't go to Dubai. And last year, me and my friend from Latvia, we kind of made a promise to each other that we're going to Mindvalley University, and also like the opportunity to become volunteers and like become the team, part of the Mindvalley team kind of happened. And obviously we wanted to just, experience how it is to be part of Mindvalley and like see all of the speakers that we've been following for years and have been like, getting so much inspiration from. Mindvalley University felt like the, right idea. And I mean, I live in Latvia, and like going to Tallinn felt like, oh, that's so close. I should do that. So I don't know, all the stars aligned. And I went to Mindvalley University, which was mind-blowing experience. Truly a life-changing experience for me. And I'm so grateful for for being there and getting the chance to be there and also meet you.
Yeah, because that's where we met. It's I also decided to, through another friend who lives in Lithuania, because she has been to Mindvalley like the year before. And I was like, hey, I also want to do volunteering. And I applied, I got accepted. So I'm like, okay, let me organize and then go. So we went, and we were both working on the same team in the registration desk area.
Yes.
So we were working together. So that's where I met you.
Yeah.
And like the experience is like, it's just a feeling. You can't really explain like, how was it? It's like, you just have to be there and experience it, because it's all about this energy and just the community and just the feeling of being part of like a huge family.
Yeah, it really felt like a huge family. And I can say that I went there with no expectations at all. I just went there like a white paper. I was like so ready to, just be there and like see what happens. And meeting all the people, everyone was like so open. And I guess that's the great part about the Mindvalley, is that the community, the people who are there, they're just like so open-minded and with open hearts. And that really gives a chance to, make all of these meaningful connections and like have these conversations on a completely different level. It's not just like when you meet a person, you ask like, oh, how are you? Or like asking all of these generic questions. But I think with people at Mindvalley, it is like deep, like from the first moment. Like when I met you, like we already started to like have these deep conversations, and it just like, comes naturally.
Yeah, it's true. Like you don't have any like superficial conversation. You just go straight to the heart.
Yeah.
And I even I remember just meeting not a stranger, but the one part of the Mindvalley that he was there, and like having a conversation with him is like, wow, I never had this conversation with like one of my closest friends either. It's like, wow,
Right?
People meet you where you're at, and everyone is just so open and heart, like they're just really connected to their heart, and they're so nice.
Oh.
And it really feels like a safe place where you can be more of who you came here to be. And that's what I felt during the 2 weeks I was there. It's like, wow, this is really giving me permission to be more of who I am, like expressing myself, not just through my vocal, but also like through my clothing and the way I'm talking and dancing and just moving. And because nobody cares, they just accept you and love you for who you are.
Exactly. And for me, the biggest surprise was that I actually learned, who am I? And actually, when going to Tallinn, I had like so many blocks, and I didn't know so many parts of myself that make me me. And I'm so grateful that I got the chance to kind of explore myself through all of these activizations, through all the speeches, and also when connecting with other people, you just like can't hide so many sides of you anymore that you've been kind of maybe putting your mask on. You just have to like take the masks off and discover who you really are. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Yeah,
how I
it makes sense.
after Mindvalley University for sure.
Because you go through, it's like the whole experience was 3 weeks. I was there for 2 weeks, and I know that you were also there for 2 weeks. And we were there like only 1 week together. And then like through this experience, you have a lot of different speakers and workshops, and you have activations, meditations, there's yoga, there's so many things that you can attend, like sound healing. And apart from the university, there's also a tribe events that all of the people in the community that is not a part of the speaker team, they organize their own events, so you can just decide and pick and choose. It's like a candy store for like spirituality.
Oh my goodness. It was truly a candy store. And I can say that some of the days were so intense because like so many amazing things were happening. Like I had like some days when I started to meditate at 8 a.m. and I finished all the, workshops and tribe events after midnight. So it was like a full day of like attending different workshops, speeches. Then during the lunch break, I even like ran to some of the tribe events where there were like some kind of, I don't know, either cacao ceremony or some energy cleansing session, or I mean like overall, not just like all the events that were happening during the day, but also the vibe in general. When you like step into Mindvalley University, you could like see like some person is doing like tarot reading, the other person is doing like hosting a small breathwork session, the other people are like talking about biohacking and longevity, and like so many different things happening. And as you said, it's like a candy shop, and you can like go and pick out your favorite candy and like see what what you like the most. And also for me, it was all about, trying new things, because 50% of all the things that I experienced there, it was my first time. So it was just a truly a life-changing experience. And full of surprises.
Full of surprises. And it's also like, just want to add to that, the whole experience that you just come there with no expectations and with an open heart. And you don't know what is going to activate within you. And there are just so many realizations and healing and transformation that's happening. And you're going through this roller coaster of emotions, and you are there with a whole group of people. So whether you want to cry or laugh or scream, like everything, like all parts of you are welcome. Not only your smile and your beautiful appearance, it's just the whole person that you are, like the whole human. And I think that was the most beautiful and felt so safe to just be who you are. And everybody was just in the same space. And if you saw somebody crying, you just go and gave them a hug, and you felt so safe and held and seen, and just loved in every way. So so it was such a beautiful experience to like have that. And I think that was the part that was activating us to like, let's go to Dubai, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I can tell you how the Dubai journey went on. Actually, it started in Mindvalley University, and there was this closing event, and the last days at Mindvalley University with all of these people that becomes as your family, and everyone was like saying, "Okay, like see you in Dubai," and I was like, "What? Dubai?" I didn't even know that there is such a event planned for like future, and that it is going to happen in Dubai. And and everyone was saying, like the next big event is going to be in Dubai, like the Future Human. And I'm going to be honest, that triggered me so much, because going back to my story, how I got to Mindvalley, it started like these 3 years ago when I actually wanted to go to Dubai. That was my initial idea. And when I kind of didn't allow myself to live that dream, I fast forward, I go to this moment when everyone is saying like, oh yeah, let's meet in Dubai. And I was like triggered by that so much, because it reminded me of the dream that I had, but I didn't allow myself to kind of live. So actually like making decision to go to Dubai, it wasn't that easy because I had to like overcome some of my limitations once again. But actually, like by the fact that so many people were like going and saying like, hey, like let's meet there, and like they were like really encouraging me to kind of also go to Dubai. I was like, yeah, Marta, you're going. And I actually like I purchased the tickets, and I told myself there's no way back. I'm going to Dubai, and I'm making my dream come true. And it felt like the natural next step after Mindvalley University. So yeah.
Yeah, so you booked your ticket and you also booked the accommodation where to stay. And I didn't know that you were going to Dubai because I received this email on doing volunteer again for Mindvalley. And in that moment, like, this is the last call. I'm like, yes, I'm going. Like, there's no way. I need to go. I need to be there for some reason. I didn't know what's the reason.
Yeah.
And I asked my mom to take care of that Melissa could stay with her for the weekend. And she's like, yeah, it's all good. And it was just so freaking easy for me to like, oh, from this and booking the tickets and just like, okay, I'm going to Dubai. I don't know what's going to happen there. I just know I'm going to go. It's going to be only for 3 days. That's probably crazy traveling so far for 3 days. But I'm like, yeah, it's cool. And then I was like, okay, I don't know where to stay. And that's so typical me. That's like, okay, I just got to do it and deal with it later. And then like, I think like a couple of weeks before, I'm like, where am I supposed to stay? Like, I haven't figured it out yet. And then I got this voice inside of my head, like, ask in the group where people are going to stay. And I did that. And I wrote like, hey, guys, so excited to see you all in Dubai. And where are you staying? And then you, like 5 minutes later, like you sent me a message, like private message saying like, hey, where are you staying in Dubai? Like, I booked this amazing place. Like, do you have a place to stay? I'm like, no. Oh, I'm actually manifesting to stay with to live with a person. Like, do you want to share with me? I'm like, sure. So you were actually my manifestation as well. So that was such a great start.
Yeah, that was one of the miracles that actually happened. And, you know, you didn't even like ask a question if someone's like looking for a, I don't know, roomie or anything. You just like asked about where people are, you know, staying. And like somehow I got the feeling that I should text you and ask you maybe you're looking for an accommodation. So yeah, it's just, yeah, I'm super grateful to universe who kind of made it all happen, and that I got the feeling that I should text you, and that happened on Christmas. Like seriously, on Christmas Eve.
Was it Christmas Eve?
No, it was Christmas. It was like a little Christmas miracle.
That's the Christmas miracle. I forgot to check the day of it, but I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. And everything was just like so easy. I'm like, yeah. And you even thought about booking this place next to the venue, and then you had a hotel in the marina. I'm like, wow, this is perfect. Didn't have to even think about that. You already booked it. It was all good. So for me, it was like, okay, let me just set myself on the plane and I'm on.
I'm going to add something there. You're saying that it happened easy for you. It didn't really happen easy for me. And I'm just going to like, I want to be completely honest about this whole situation. So basically, I had the idea that I'm going to Mindvalley Future Human in November, and I had the airplane tickets booked, and then they changed the dates from November to January. So of course I bought the non-refundable tickets, so I lost the tickets. And that was actually the first test from universe asking me like, if this is really something that you want. And I think universe was like really testing me in terms of my limiting beliefs. And I think I really needed kind of this situation in order for me to check in with myself and really like be honest with myself. After this situation, I really like learned that no matter what happens, despite the obstacles, I really want to be there and I need to be there. So yeah, that was just a interesting situation in between us kind of agreeing to live together and like meet in Dubai and all of that.
So you had to, yeah. So you had to buy new tickets for the dates in January.
Yeah, so I bought the tickets and had the apartment and yeah.
Yeah, and then you ended up coming a day later again because of some other issues. I don't know if you want to talk about that, but it was a part of your journey and like your yeah, do you really want it? And universe like, do you really want it? Like, how much do you want this? So you really had to step into your power and like, hey, I'm in charge of my dreams and to make this happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, like this whole Mindvalley journey wasn't just about, going to Mindvalley event. It was like set of things that happened until the event, throughout the event, and after the event. So yeah, so I had like several tests from the universe, and I love that you actually brought this up because I really want to share it as well. So basically, during my journey to Dubai, day before the event, I had to fly out, and actually, I was denied the entrance to the plane, and that was an interesting situation. Like for the first time in my life, I actually saw the plane leaving in front of me. And and that was actually such a silly situation during the boarding process. The kind of the people at the airport, they said like, oh yeah, we can't let you in the plane because your passport doesn't meet the requirements to enter Dubai. And I was like, what? Like, why? So basically, in order to like enter Dubai, you have to have a passport which is valid for at least 6 months from the moment from the departure moment. And my passport was valid for another 5 months and like some days. So that was such a silly situation. And yeah, of course, they canceled both of my flights because I had to fly from Riga to Helsinki and Helsinki to Dubai. And like, I just standed there with my passport, which wasn't like valid for Dubai, but I felt like complete peace. I didn't feel that this is happening against me. As we know, universe is always working for us and everything is happening for me. And I was just like standing there and like thinking, okay, it's not a rejection, it's a redirection. And at that point, I made a decision that I will make sure that I do everything in order to get to Dubai. And so I called the migration department. I asked them if it's possible to make a new passport in like 24 hours. And they said like, no, it's like 2 days. Like the minimum time is 2 days. But they said that I can try to go to the migration department and ask them in person. So I was just like running through the airport with my one suitcase in my hoodie when there's minus degrees outside in winter, and just like running to the car and like drove through the whole city to the migration department. At the same time, I was checking Skyscanner for like potential flights for tomorrow because I thought, okay, I'm gonna miss one day of Mindvalley, but I can still make it in time for like the second day. So I found new airplane tickets, and I was like confident that I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in Dubai. Like somehow, like I had this voice that said that I'll be in Dubai, and I can't quite explain it right now. So I went to this migration department, and, the ladies that are kind of responsible for making the application for a new passport, they said like, oh yeah, girl, it's not going to happen. Like, we understand that you have like this dream to go to Dubai, but it's your mistake that you didn't check the details and all of that, and we can't make a new passport in such a short such a short notice. And I'm like, no, I really have to be in Dubai. Like, what can I do? And they said like, oh, you can like go to the management and ask them for help. So I went through all the parts of the migration department to find the manager. And I told her about my dream. I was like, I really want to be there. Like, I've been dreaming about this for the last 3 years. And now when I'm like 100%, ready to be there, universe just sends me this situation when I can like go to Dubai. And I told her all about this. I was like so pure and so authentic about this whole story. So she said like, you know what, like I'm gonna try to help you. So she contacted the people and asked if it's like possible to make an exception and like make the passport a bit faster than usual. So yeah, when you really want something, the whole world just like comes together and helps you. And like before running to the migration department, I told universe, like, hey universe, if I really need to be in Dubai, please help me out. Please help me with, managing all the things. If I'll get the passport in time, if I'll get the new tickets for tomorrow's flight, I will see it as a sign that I really need to be in Dubai. But if it doesn't work out, I will see it as a sign that, okay, I just need to accept the situation and maybe I don't need to be in Dubai. Fast forward, it's 8 a.m. the next morning. I'm again at the same migration department. I received my new passport. I bought the tickets without even knowing 100% that I'm gonna get the new passport. And already at 11 in the morning, I was boarding the next plane. And
Oh my God.
Everything worked
What
out.
a story. But what I believe what happened, like you were showing universe, like, hey, I'm committed to go to Dubai, even though I don't know. Let me just buy the tickets and just pray that my passport will come. And by you like deciding that, hey, I'm all in, universe is like, yes, she's all in. Let's make it happen.
Oh, yeah.
So then you arrived and the magic could start. Like just one day
Yeah.
later, but the magic happened. I felt like it was just so meant to be that we were supposed to be there together. The accommodation working out, and yes, and then we were suddenly there at the Future Human Dubai that you've been dreaming about for 3 years. And I just had this intuitive knowing that the same day, like, oh, let's just go. I think it was a month before. So,
Yeah.
because if it has happened in November, I wouldn't be able to go. So I was like, January, okay, let's see. And I really claim, like, I decided within, like, hey, the moment I step on the plane, like, I am traveling on my new timeline. Like, this is like the day one in my new life. Like, I really committed and decided to do that. And I really believe that when you are in that energy of like, hey, I'm committed, I'm deciding, like, this is the choice. It's about making a like a conscious choice. Like, hey, I want to be here now. This is my new dream. This is my new reality. And I stepped into that the moment I boarded the plane, and so much magic happened. We were only there for 3 days. Like, seriously.
Yeah. And I love what you just said. And that is actually one of the things that I also kind of learned from one of the Mindvalley speakers, Marissa Peer. What she said really stuck in my mind. This one phrase, demand what you desire. And I actually boarded the plane the same way with the same intention. I was like so ready for my new like for leveling up. If Mindvalley University was all about, healing the past childhood wounds and learning how to love myself again and like gaining back the self-confidence, then Mindvalley Future Human was all about, the new about leveling up and like reaching that new next level in my life and like claiming what what I want.
Mm-hmm. Just really raising up to your potential. That's what I felt too. It's like, okay, cool. It was a different energy. It was a different vibe.
Yeah.
But it was more like a leveling up. You didn't need it's more like empowering because yes, it was a community, but it was more like a conference. People were more like in their power. Okay, what can I do here? And it was less like community activities, but of course there were some of them too, like dancing, and we had event one of the nights. But in general, it was more like, okay, information about it was about the manifesting, and it was about technology, and it was about, what was the third? I don't remember.
Oh, intuition. I think it was
Yeah, intuition. Just really stepping into your power. So it was a really like fast-paced event because it was only for 3 days. So everything happened like faster and okay, let's just go. Like the energy was like super potent, I think.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, Dubai has this energy. If you like look at how Dubai has developed within the last, I don't know, 30 years, that's insane. And I think this event also really like embodied the Dubai energy that everything is happening fast. And yeah, I would say those were like really intense days. I don't know
Super
how
intense.
what
Yes, it was
you
intense.
feel.
Yeah. Little sleep and a lot of input and a lot of like, yeah, but it was the way that was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And I also feel like after like looking back now, it's like it said future human. And I would say like the future is now. Like I really got this feeling of like, hey, we are in the future. We stepped into that by going there and claiming that. We're claiming the future now. And yeah, what was your biggest insights during the speakers or
Oh,
from the speakers?
yeah, that's actually such a difficult question because I had
It
like so
is.
many insights, and I definitely don't have like the favorite or like the most magical moment because I had several, and not just from the speakers, but just in general from the whole Dubai experience. But for sure, I can say that meeting Jay Shetty was such a wonderful moment. Like I've been following him for years and have been listening to his podcast, and like seeing him live was wow, because like his energy was all over the world. All over the world. It was
Oh,
all
it's
over
all over the world.
it was all over the world, and I could like see how people were like opening up because we were like crying and hugging each other. And I think he came in the room with such a pureness, and yeah, and with his own authenticity, and his speech was also all about it. And maybe like the insights that I could take from him, one thing was about competition. What he said is that everyone in this world has a seat assigned, like a chair with your own name. And the thing is that nobody can take your seat because that's your seat. And you just have to believe that that seat belongs to you. And the only way how we can lose this seat is if we truly don't believe that we own that seat. So I think nowadays, at least in Latvia, this question about competition and like having I mean, like, coach is such a popular profession nowadays, and obviously there are like so many coaches. And yeah, this really felt like a nurturing thing to hear for me. Really, like understanding that I'm like who I am. There's only like one person in this world. There's only one Marta. There's only one Tony, and yeah, we're so unique in our own ways, like our energy, like our whole experience, all the things that we've gone through in our lives. That's such a unique thing. And that is actually our gift with what we can go in this world. And of course, our seat is there. And yeah, no one else can take it because, yeah, it belongs to us. I don't know if that makes sense, but for me, it like really kind of changed so many things in my mind.
Mm, nice. I love that. There's a seat for everyone.
Mm.
You don't have to like struggle or, like chase it. It's there. It's
Mm.
waiting for you. Just claim your seat and it's there.
Mm.
And it's waiting for it's reserved. It has your name on it.
Yeah. And also when I talked about, our unique experience, Another phrase that really stuck in my head from Jay's speech was that everything we create, it has our weaknesses inside of it. It means those can be our struggles, those can be our tough life lessons. And I think all of these weaknesses are what makes our product or service so unique, because it has our, struggle, our weakness inside of it. So that was another such a beautiful thought that he kind of put on the surface.
Yeah, he was amazing. I was working like on the stage that I, not on the stage, but I was like on the side of the stage, and I felt like when he came to the stage, the energy just shifted in the whole room, and there was 3,000 people there. And I felt like, whoa, everybody just really relaxed more into their seat and just became more grounded. Like his presence just changed the whole energy.
Yeah.
And with his purity, he's pure, he's authentic. I don't say that the other ones are not, but like I just felt such a big energy shift the moment he stepped into the room. And yeah, my purpose journey started with Jay Shetty. Like seriously, I listened to a podcast years ago about he's talking about purpose, and I was like, what is purpose? And then I bought this book, and then I was on it. So yeah, it was a full circle moment for me as well. And I also want to with Lisa Nichols.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, she is amazing. I'm gonna see if I find my notes here, because she has some amazing. Her story and her presence is just so unique. It's so strong. Like she's so real, and she's really talking from her heart, and she's activating us. And yeah, and she was the one that said she was terrified or something.
They're excited.
They're excited. Yes. And she said something like, hey, you get to be extraordinary because of your path. And she said that the only reason why my story is delicious is because of my past stories and how she overcame them and how she now uses her past stories to empower other people and to give permission. You don't even need to give to. It's just like yourself that you need to give permission to like really step into that power. And yeah, and she is. I know that she said like, hey, she made a show on Broadway before Christmas. She put up her own show. Hey, I want to have a show. I'm going to do it for myself. And then she invited people in. And she's like, just define your Broadway. It doesn't have to be Broadway, but define how your Broadway is going to look like in your life.
Yeah.
And also, like, what do I need to let go of so I can hold on to something new and fly? And, like, let off the rocks that you have in your backpack. They're ready to come out. Like, why are you holding on to them? Like, so heavy. They're so heavy.
She said that she is exhausted to dim her own light. Oh, my gosh. That was just, like, moment for me. Because so often we're the ones who are stopping ourselves. We're sometimes the biggest critiques and enemies to ourselves. But yeah, after that, I could like 100% affirm and say like, oh yeah, I want to like go in this world with my own light.
It's such a permission slip, and it just feels so much better. Yeah, like you rise in your frequency when you just are in the same room. You don't have to do anything. You just have to be there, soak up the energy, and just like stay in that energy. I think that is the secret. Like just stay in that energy. So,
and what I actually really liked about her, she like kind of changed the energy of the room completely. Do you remember the yes thing that she did?
Yeah.
She would like say something and she would engage the whole audience and say, do you agree with this? Yes. And you say the first yes a bit more quietly, and the second yes like very
it's
loudly.
strong.
And
say it like you mean it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted to dim my own light. Yes, yes. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And that is the energy. Like when you are in a room with 3,000 people saying yes, yes to not dimming your own light anymore, you just feel different. You just feel more empowered, and you just step into a different frequency because of that too. So I think that everything that just happened over like in the conference of Future Human was just amplifying our own frequency and our own timeline, because the magic just started to unfold from there. Like what happened for you? Like the magic. Let's talk about the manifestations and miracles that that happened during Mindvalley. Like what was the things that stood out for you?
That's also a difficult question, because there were like so many magical moments. Actually, I want to know one thing. This card. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah, have it. Oh my God, yes.
So one of the things that we did, we picked out the card every morning to kind of set the intention for the day, or like receive some kind of message for the day. And one morning I picked out this card.
Yeah. And for those who don't see it, you can explain what is it.
Yeah, so basically it's a card with a portal, and there is a blonde girl standing in front of the portal and seeing like what's possible once you like enter the portal. And the whole day I was like thinking about this card, and the wow moment happened in the evening when me and Torny were actually going to the beach party. And
what day was that?
It was Saturday. That was actually my first day in Dubai.
And what date was it?
I don't remember.
It was the 11th of January. It was 11/1. It was the portal day.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, during the portal, I literally picked out the card with the portal on it. And so basically we're driving to the beach party with Torny, and there's this one moment when we see this huge building with the same portal like in the middle of this building, and we're like looking at each other, and we're like, wow, this is the portal from the card, and I can see it with my own eyes, and it's happening. And that was a wow moment, because what I was mentioning before, when going to Future Human, I was all about leveling up and entering a new era of my life, new version of me. And this portal was a physical kind of physical example of me entering this new era of my life. And actually the day after, I drove to the beach club just to sunbathe, and out of nowhere I realized that my taxi driver is driving underneath the hotel. So basically the portal that I was seeing in the card, in real life, it was the Hotel Atlantis.
Yes. And they have the whole...
Yeah, and we drove. So obviously you can't like drove through the portal, but we drove underneath it, and I was like, whoa, did I just like enter the portal?
So you did. Like wow, it's so magical. Like when you just observe, like, and you pay attention to the synchronicity that is happening in your surroundings, because you are like, everything is kind of like from picking up on each other, like from there to there. And it's like, wow. Yeah. And I think like the whole experience, like staying with you and everything that we talk about and was just happening, and the energies and the cards, it was just a beautiful dance of like giving and receiving. And also talking about that, I mentioned my manifestation was actually also on the way to that party, where I see this. We were just standing there because we had to figure out where to stay, and we didn't really have the connection on the Wi-Fi. So we had to, Wi-Fi. So we were standing there to like look at the map and like, hey, where are we going to go? And while we were standing there at the tram station, I just saw this bag sitting on a chair. And you didn't even see that bag. So I was like, hey,
No.
I was called to look like, what is this in this bag? And then I see like, oh my God, it's a perfume. And I was like, Marta, there's a perfume sitting here. I think it's for me. And you were like, do you accept the gift from universe? I'm like, yes, I'm accepting it. So I took it. And it was just this beautiful, such a great smell, Arabic perfume. It's called Amber Musk. And it was just like delicious. It's the best perfume I ever had. And it was just standing there. So I was like, wow. So I had to bring it with me.
It was
And
really...
you were the person. It's really delicious. And you were like, yeah, of course it was for you because you were the one that saw the bag. I didn't even see it. And you told me like, hey, you need to look up what amber means. And then I saw the meaning of that. It's like, whoa, it's super aligned with my vision for the year and, with my manifestation. So it's like, wow, okay, so universe wants me to step into this energy of receiving. And I also, because I received that one, and it's another day. This is funny though, because on day one I was working, and then Vision, who is the founder of Mindvalley, his father came to me on Friday. He's like, hey, can I buy you lunch? I'm like, sure. Like, yes, please. And he came back with like pizza, like chicken pizza was delicious. It's such a nice gesture from him. So it's like, oh, I'm really receiving from universe, receiving from you because you were the one like organizing and booking all the hotels and like even the driver that you had booked for yourself. I was the one that had to take it because you weren't able to change that because you didn't go on the first flight. So,
and that was a free, like that was free.
Yeah,
that was by booking.com as a gift for us.
So ended up being a gift from me. So I felt like the queen coming to Dubai.
Yes.
A taxi was waiting for me.
Yeah.
And my hotel was already booked. Oh my God, yes. So it was so great. So many miracles.
The whole journey was all about miracles and not just, receiving the perfume, but in general, like for me, the fact that I managed to get the passport in less than 24 hours and get new tickets, that was a miracle. The fact that I found you and we connected on such a deep level, that was such a miracle. To like meet a soul sister in like a whole different part of the world and like connect so much and really go through this experience together, but at the same time in our own pace. And I'm so grateful for all of these miracles. And actually, what I'm kind of a bit scared to talk about is actually Jay Shetty's speech where I discovered my purpose. So that was one of my biggest miracles. The moment when he had the guided meditation, and I had like this whoa moment, like, oh yeah, this is it. And during like the last 2 years, I've been, meditating and doing all kinds of activizations and asking universe for my purpose. And throughout this Jay Shetty's speech and the meditation, I finally received the message. So that was one of my miracle moments as well.
Wow. Do you want to share it? Or is it still something that you want to?
For now.
Yeah, of course. But we will see you doing it. So it's just like it comes when you're ready to receive it. Instead of chasing it, like, what is it? It just comes when the time is ready for you to know what it is. And it's so beautiful. And it's not even about, the physical things, like, but the perfume. And it's just like this inner feeling. That's where everything is created from, like this frequency that you step into, like this inner, how you feel about it. And even after the event, it was like, when you claim that you're on your new timeline, like you will make sure, like, of course, universe is helping you to maintain that you are staying on the timeline. And I feel it's not only about the experience, but the after effect of just attending such an event like Future Human, and also for like Mindvalley University. But I feel like for this one, like after I came back, it's like, okay, I'm on my new timeline. Like everything is just been flowing into my life like so effortless, like the manifestation that I've really been working for over the past year. They're now here. And I realized like, holy shit, I'm doing it. I'm living my dream right now.
Yes.
Without even having to like, I just realized that it just happened. Suddenly I had this new client that I'm working for. I'm doing my podcast. I'm doing my coaching. And it's like, really, yes, I can design how I want to use the time of my day because I am free to do the things and decide for myself. And that was my biggest dream when I started and decided to jump into this new career as a coach. I'm like, yeah, I'm now officially can do whatever I want because I created that. And the universe is like, yeah, now it's your time. Let's just make it happen for you. And it's just so amazing to just notice the flow. But first, you need to flow from within so you can have this external manifestations really like physically coming to you.
Yeah.
Or the evidence. Do you feel like the same, like something happened after you came back?
Yeah, for sure. The afterglow is so beautiful. I truly feel that a new version of me has born. This next level that I've been talking about before is unlocked, and I have this feeling that I can do anything. And really, this journey to Dubai was a proof that I can do anything. And it also reminded me to travel solo. It used to be like my thing to travel to different parts of the world alone. And this was like coming back to myself and remembering the things that I really love to do. And it was also like a great example of what are the positive things that happen when you challenge yourself and step outside of your comfort zone. And I mean, by that, I mean like new friends. Like, I mean, like I challenge myself to during the lunchtime to go to a random table and there are like random people sitting there and like having conversations, and that would be like, oh, can I sit with you guys? And then we would have all of these conversations, and now I have like friends in Dubai and from like different other countries that we're keeping in touch. And I mean, like new opportunities. Obviously I wouldn't be in this podcast if it wasn't for stepping outside of my comfort zone and like going to Dubai and meeting you. So, and those are just few examples. And I'm just truly grateful for the fact that I decided to leave those limiting beliefs and like overcome them and really go for what I desire. And I think Dubai was really rewarding myself for this courage. And the same happened to you.
Yeah, and it's even only like the day we are talking now, it's like it's 2 weeks after we came back. So it's like all of these things that happen in just like the speed of time. We just talked before we started recording. It's like, wow, January truly feels like a decade because so much has happened. It's not like on the outside, but like on the inside. And for you, it was like overcoming your limitations and stepping out of your comfort zone to be in Dubai. And for me, it was like listening to my intuition. It's like, yeah, I have to go, but it doesn't really make sense to to really go for only 3 days and just organize like with my daughter and everything. It's like, yeah, but I have to go. And sometimes I don't even know why I had to go, but I think now it's just for me to prove like, hey, I'm claiming my new timeline. This is the version of me. I'm already her, and she is going to Dubai. Like, that's what she's doing because she wants to. And then I was so...
It makes sense. You have to make sense for you at the end.
Yes, and sometimes it doesn't have to make sense either because that's how intuition works. Like, okay, it doesn't make sense in a moment. Maybe it will make more sense 3 months ahead or 6 months ahead or whatever. And I was gifted by meeting you and getting to know you even better and just to have this true connection of a soul sister. And that is making me feel so rich and so grateful And it all started with just in Mindvalley during the Mindvalley University. And it's like, wow, the change that happened from there, like thanks to Mindvalley. And for us, of course, thank ourselves for really saying yes to ourselves. Like that is truly the beautiful experience, and the community that you're connected to. It's what, like you say, you have friends and connection from around the world. And that's what I have. It's like my family there.
Mm-hmm. How amazing
this
is
is what
to have like family everywhere, right? Because I mean, like,
yes,
we have people from everywhere and like with different mentalities and from different cultures, and that is what makes us so rich, that we get the chance to meet these people and like learn more about the world, about other people, about us. So yeah.
And I also want to just say that Mindvalley to me also has given me more like of this permission slip to see what is like, not permission slip, just to expand, just to see what is possible, like to open my eyes, like, oh my God, this person is really doing her thing. Like it's just this niche of, but she is doing it. Like that's what she's doing, and living their purpose in their most beautiful way and leading with their hearts. And I'm like, I saw that all of these people that are really doing it is like, okay, I can also do it. And I'm already doing it. But I'm not just on that stage. I just created my own stage. And my stage is like right now in my kitchen. So this podcast. So yeah, if you're wondering should I go to this event or attend Mindvalley University, like I would say yes, go. It will expand you, and it will open your eyes for infinite possibilities, and also not just on the outside, but like inside of you. It will like crack open and just like, whoa, this is what's possible, and helping you step more into your power.
For sure. I could not agree more. And I would suggest to just listen to your heart, because your heart somehow already knows.
And it already knows.
Also like kind of learned from Mindvalley is to really listen to yourself. And just sometimes what I do, I just put my hand on my heart and I ask, what does my heart says? And the first answer that comes is usually the answer.
Yeah, it's true. So Marta, you are doing you are facilitating this women empowerment community in Riga. And if somebody is listening and like, yeah, I really want to attend your events, where can people connect with you?
They can connect with me on Instagram. I usually post about my upcoming events there. And I just love to create this cozy and safe space for women where they can come as they are and connect with other like-minded people. As we both know, community is such a crucial part of our lives. And I've learned that, having the right circle of people around me that can really lift me up. So, I'm always happy to connect with new people and kind of be on this mission to support other women on their journeys.
Yeah, and what's your handle?
So my Instagram handle is We by Marta.
Okay, perfect. So connect with Marta there on her Instagram, give her a follow, and if you have any questions about the Mindvalley events or anything, just reach out to her or to me.
Yes.
And thank you so much for coming, Marta.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to Marta for coming on the podcast, and thank you for tuning in and listening to our conversation today. I truly believe that finding your community is the most supportive way to help you step more into your power, into your purpose, and onto your highest timeline. I highly encourage you to listen to your intuition, take a risk on you, and find your community. Go to that event, make connection. You never know where they're going to lead you. And with that said, I wish you a beautiful rest of your day, wherever you're tuning in from. I'm so grateful to have you here. If you're listening to this episode or some of the other episodes, tag me on my Instagram with Torny Wiggum. Share it with your friends, share it with your community. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next episode. Bye!